I'm Nick Vassos. Tonight, the Central leading Kansas City Comets at 13-4 host the 8-8 Harrisburg Heat. Jeff, good to see you. This is a Central versus Eastern matchup here. The first time that we have seen Harrisburg here at Silverstein Ice Center's Arena ever. And these two teams are two teams that are playing well right now. First for the Comets, 8 in a row, and the Heat have won 4 of 6.
And they're coming off a great win last night. They fell behind early, and they just kept at it, and really they took it to Cedar Rapids there at the end and came up with a big win. I may or may not have been sitting at home cheering them on along the way. But, yeah, it was a great win for them, and both teams are playing the way you want to head into the playoffs, which hopefully both teams hope to be headed towards.
Couple of notes here. Comets have not clinched anything in terms of playoffs. This is the first of the last 3 games of the season. They've got tonight, then tomorrow on the road in Milwaukee, and then next weekend they wrap up with a home game here against Cedar Rapids. But tonight, once again, they're going to be playing without their scoring leader, right?
Leo Gibson is still suffering some symptoms of concussion, and you can't take those things lightly. So he will be sitting out tonight and tomorrow. But Ramon Palmer stepped up in a big way last week, and there's guys that are just waiting to step up and fill that void.
How about this Harrisburg Heat team? You and I have been talking about it all season long. The most improved team. You got to give credit to the new ownership in Harrisburg. The head coach, Denison Cabral, who we know from his days in Baltimore. But how about this side of players that they have accumulated here? It looks like they've made several trips to South America in order to field the team.
Carl Delmont, kudos to him. He came in and he said, we want to put a winning team together, and he's done that. He started right away behind the bench with Denison Cabral. The man knows how to win. He knows the area. He knows players that know how to win, and he's put together quite a squad. Several former Comets players that are out there. Several former Comets foes that are out there. So even though this is Harrisburg's first visit here, there's some familiarity there.
Yeah, and there's a kind of an old name and a new uniform. It's actually his second go-around with Harrisburg. Remember old Chile Farias?
Yes, it's his second go-around with Harrisburg, but his I've lost track of how many go-arounds it's been within this league.
I counted today 17 different teams in the indoor game.
The thing is, he's always found success with every one of them.
Absolutely. We are underway here at Silverstein Ice Center's Arena. Just underway here. Comets and Heat meeting for the first and only time this season. Here's a shot and off the post. Rebound by Harris. The Comets get in there early, but Harrisburg dodges some early trouble here. Comets keep it in their last third. It's Ramon Palmer over there on the far boards. He sends it around the boards. It's gathered in there by Farias, who's making the start. Kicked out of bounds. Nope, stays in play. And the keeper picks it up. Hugo Silva. Hugo Silva, his first year with the Heat. He's from Brazil. His record is 8-7, and his goals against average 5.39. Bringing it up the floor right now, number 16. That's Marcos Chantel, his second year with the Heat. Now back over to Silva and across the half line. It's passed forward to Birche. Jose Luis Birche. His nickname is El Bazooka. Here's Gonzaga. Lucio Gonzaga, who played many years for Baltimore. He was drafted by the Blast in 2007. There's Stevie Patterson of the Comets. Stephen Patterson, a part of this Comets team that's won 8 in a row. Patterson has gone the distance in goal for the Comets. Now Sosa's got it, walks it up and lays it off to Rodriguez. Lucas is there and he leaves it back to Patterson. Stevie's record is 12-3. His goals against average is 4.56 and a .710 save percentage. Now Robert Palmer. Palmer got a goal in his last game against Dallas. Down to Ramon Palmer. Now Guerrero Pino. Pino slots it down the right side to Rodriguez, who gets banged into the boards. No foul, no call. Palmer now left side Matingu with a big toe poke from used to be three-point range. Harrisburg clears it out, but the Comets trying to hold it in. Good job by Kansas City here. 12.5 to play in the first. Comets 8-game winning streak here on the line tonight against an improved Harrisburg Heat team. A pass back to Silva. almost a little too soft, and that'll be a 3-line violation. It's kicked long by Silva, and the Comets will bring it down to the other end of the field.
See you now, Silva out there. I think Harrisburg might have the record for the biggest goalkeepers in total. I mean, Silva is what? He's 6'2", 218, and then their backup goalkeeper, Nick Noble, 6'4", 200. You can be a much improved team when your goalkeeper
cover a lot of space.
Can cover that much space, yeah.
Here's Harrisburg. They just got it in the Comets' last third for the first time in the game, and then they kick it back out to their team captain. Across the line it comes. Here's Harrisburg. Down to the corner goes to Neto. There's Neto, front and center. Open space. Shot. Patterson makes the save. That one off the foot of Francis. Now Patterson's got it again.
Little confusion there from the Comets defense. Stevie once again comes up big on a save.
Now Ossipor forward to Ramon Palmer. No score. Harrisburg, as we mentioned, has won 4 of 6. They're in a battle with 2 other teams for the second spot in the MASL's Eastern Division. Right now, Harrisburg holds a lead in there, and almost a giveaway by the last third in Harrisburg. Kicked up to the half line and then picked up there by Francis. Here comes Francis. Pokes it ahead. This one to Gattaca. Now a shot off the foot of Freitas. And a good save there by Stevie Patterson. Those outlaw gloves are coming in handy. Now O'Dane Sinclair. Big fella. Lumbers across the half line. Leaves it for Ossipor. Now Ossipor forward, looking for Ramon Palmer. Back to O'Dane. Sinclair, couple of touches. Left side, Rodriguez. Here's a shot, more like a wall pass. Comes off to the Comets. Sosa tries right side now. Ossipor. Here's the Comets assistant coach and team captain. Ossipor, surrounded by a trio of purple jerseys, plays it back to Sinclair. Now into Ramon Palmer, who Jeff pointed out early in the broadcast has really stepped up in Leo's absence.
Yeah, he had a great game last week. A goal, a couple assists, couple goals and an assist. But he was there. He was filling the spot. He was playing that playmaker role that Gibson plays a lot of times.
Comets with some good possession time here on this last possession here. They've had it for over 90 seconds now. Now Harris kicks it into the corner. A little bit too far on his touch, but he gathers the ball back, still going forward, and Silva down on a couple of knees to grab it off the turf. Silva's got a strong arm. That one thrown on the line out to Neto on the half line. Neto surrounded by white jerseys. It pinballs away. Here's Patterson off his line. He peanuts the ball forward to Perez. Brian Perez of the Comets holds many of the University of Missouri-Kansas City soccer school records. Leaves it for Sosa, is also a UMKC product. To Lucas Rodriguez. Now Stokic. Here's Stefan. Stefan over to Palmer. Correction, that was Matingu. Now Perez again. Comets 13-4. They have the second best record in the MASL. Only to Sonora, who put a whooping on the Dallas Sidekicks last night. 21-2. Ouch. Harrisburg has scored 94 goals on offense this year, and they have given up 93. Their goal differential, I can do that math, +1. Harrisburg leading Florida by just a half game, and Syracuse is not too far behind. In fact, Syracuse and Baltimore, I think, are going to play a couple of games this weekend.
Yeah, Baltimore, if they win both of those games, they clinch themselves the Eastern Division.
And if I'm correct, Baltimore got both those at home.
That's correct, yeah.
So here's Palmer. Forward to Sinclair. No score between these two teams. Comets winners of 8 straight. Harrisburg has won 4 of 6, so both teams playing well. Asadpour tees one up and rips it just over the glass. And we've got our first time out on the field. 7:28. No score between the Comets and Heat. You're watching MASL TV.
Section 102, row T, seat number 2. That's section 102, row T, seat 2. Congratulations, thanks to our friends at Silverstein Ice Centers. You're going to be seeing the game a whole lot better. We'll meet you just after the end of the first quarter. Joe, right back over to you.
Comets and Heat, no score from Silverstein Ice Centers Arena. Glad to have you along here on MASL TV via YouTube alongside Jeff Houston. I'm Nick Vassos. One other game in the MASL tonight, and that is, two other games tonight. Syracuse at Baltimore, and El Paso is at Turlock. Will the Coyotes hang the Acme sign around their necks this season? They haven't won a game all year.
Yeah, and as right now we're in the third period in Baltimore, and Baltimore is leading that one 5-1. We are still ways off from starting that game in Turlock, but this is probably El Paso's one of their better chances this year. And to be honest, they're improving with every game, which is what you want to see from a young team like that.
Harris called for the foul there to give Harrisburg the restart just outside of the top of the arc here. Lucio Gonzaga is chewing on the official. Thought there should have been something more than just a foul. Birche is going to line up on the restart. He's behind the ball. Birche. Shot. Ding dong off the crossbar. Now another drive. That one just above the crossbar. That one came off the foot of Steven Basso. Now the Comets trying to counter, and Birche kicks it long. But the Comets trying to hold it in. Trombini down there. Now Harris funnels it into the middle, but nobody home for the Comets.
Now, Nick, I got a question for you. If Basso scores a goal tonight, would you call that one a boom Basso?
Boom Basso. I like it. I don't know. I've reserved the Boom Basso for Ryan Jung when we still were playing multi-point scoring system, and that big left foot would go Boom Basso here at Silverstein. But Steven Basso, here's a kid who's been a good player for a number of years, and he was Rookie of the Year, or All-Rookie Team in 2012 when he broke in with Rochester, and then played last year in Ontario. And I know you got a chance to talk to Steven Basso. What'd you learn about him?
He's a great kid, great knowledge of the game in general, knowledge of the players, and not just with his team, but with players all over the league. He knew a lot about the Comets and a lot about Cedar Rapids, who they played last night. He's very focused. He spent 4 years in Rochester with the Lancers. Spent last year with Ontario. But he told me he's an East Coast guy and likes to be back out there, which is why he decided to come back, especially when he saw the kind of team that they were putting together out there in Harrisburg.
Well, he's leading the team in blocks. He has 37 blocks. He's got to be among the league leaders in that category.
You know, and to a man, everybody I've talked to that's involved with the Harrisburg organization, he's come in and really take on a leadership role with the team right away.
Comets trying to work it out of their last third. Sosa raises his hand up, saying that his pass a little bit off the mark. Now Silva, Comets with some high pressure here. Sosa, shot, goal! Sosa able to get it to Brian Perez, and the Comets strike. It's 1-0. Sosa, his 20th assist, and for Brian Perez, he notches his 18th goal on the year. 1-0 Comets. Oh yeah.
Silva just about got a hand on that, but way to be there for Perez. And Sosa's just got a nose for that back post, knows when a player is there and when he needs to pull it back and just take a shot. Great vision from him.
Sosa ended up being the fourth player in on that. It was 3v3, and then Sosa pushed up. He was the fourth man unmarked, and he went all the way towards the goal until somebody committed, and he laid it off to Perez. Easy goal for the Comets, and they lead 1-0. 4 minutes and 36 seconds left to play in the first. Comets lead 1-0. Here's Guerrero Pino. Dodges a couple of defenders into Ramon Palmer. Now back to Pino running forward in the corner. Pino double teamed by a trio of purple jerseys. Now crossed into the middle. Ramon Palmer shoots, and Palmer taps it in. Boy, the Comets knifed through the Heat defense there, and it's 2-0.
Harrisburg's been doing a good job of clogging up that box, but the Comets have just been biding their time, waiting for the other team to make a mistake, and you make them pay for it.
It looked like the Palmers worked, we got a timeout on the field, and we'll keep it here. I think that was the Palmer brothers, Robert to Ramon.
Yes, great touch from Robert Palmer to just lay it off there to Ramon, who just took no chances and buried it in the back of the net.
Well, how about Ramon Palmer? That's his 13th goal on the year. And for Robert Palmer, that is his first assist on the season. First assist for Mr. Robert Palmer. By the way, for those of you watching in Harrisburg who may not be familiar with the Palmers, they are not related. They are from, both of them are from Kingston, Jamaica. Oddly enough, both of them grew up together. They went to the same high school together. They eventually went to the same college together at Park University, and now are playing professionally on the same team. But they are not related. How about that?
You know, I just wonder sometimes, is everybody named Palmer from in their neighborhood? Yeah, it took me a long time when they first came to the team, because they came to the team together even.
Yes!
It took me a long time to really understand that they were not brothers.
But they are terrific guys, and boy, they're good players too. Tomorrow night, Comets are back in action. This time they are on the road in Milwaukee to tangle with the Wave. The Wave are 12-6, and they're right on the Comets' heels. Tomorrow night, the Comets take on the Wave, 7:35. MASL TV has the game for you. Tom Wynn, Art Kramer, live from the UW Panther Arena in downtown Milwaukee. In the corner. Go ahead.
Big game with major playoff implications.
Huge game. It's the only game tomorrow night, and it's a good thing because it's a big one.
Both the Comets and the Wave right now just need one win, and they're in.
Oh.
Of course, the Comets take care of business tonight.
Back to Nacho. Stokic. Good block by the Heat. Now Sosa to Stefan. Wall pass in the middle. And Silva able to kick it away. Asadpour. 3.5 minutes to play in the first quarter, and the Comets lead 2-0. Oh, Harrisburg wants too many men, and they're going to get it. They're going to get it. Comets are caught in a bad change. Somebody was going off. Nobody came on, and then two players came on. And we'll see if they, yeah, I think they're going to be rung up for too many men on the field. So it looks like the Comets are going to get the first penalty of the game. Yep, there it is. Blue card comes out. And Harrisburg will go on the power play here with 3:26 left to play in the first. There's the Comets assistant coach and team captain Vahid Asadpour, one of the veterans here. I think that's Shane Butler down there. He's talking to the official. As we heard last week, or I heard last week, listening to Tom and Art on the call. He's one of the hardest working officials in all of the MASL.
We've got a very veteran crew down there. We got Shane Butler and Kyle Atkins, two of the longer tenured and better referees in the league.
So let's give you some numbers here on penalty killing and power play. Comets have struggled all year. Correction. Comets have done well on penalty killing. They've only allowed 8 goals on 33 chances and a great defensive play by Palmer there on Neto. So they've killed 76% of the times they were down a man. Conversely, Harrisburg is 47% on power plays. They've converted 9 of 19 opportunities. Up the floor comes Gonzaga. Right side, Farias. Farias lost the pass. Comets do not have a shorthanded goal, but they kick it back to Neto. Here's Neto. Leaves it back. Neto gets it in the corner. Marked by Palmer of the Comets. Neto being challenged by Palmer and a foul called on Robert Palmer. Good aggressive defense by Robert Palmer. Gonzaga front and center. Near side, it's Freitas. Now Farias. Farias challenged by Matingu. Now Freitas. To the corner to Neto. On the volley. Deflected by Harris of the Comets. Then Palmer gets knocked to the ground and a foul called on Harrisburg. That'll go against Elmo Neto. His first year with Harrisburg. You find a lot of these players in their first year with Harrisburg. Comets down a man. 56 seconds left on the advantage to Harrisburg. Here's O'Dane Sinclair to Palmer. And then back to Stevie Patterson. Patterson lifts it to the center circle. It's controlled there by Gonzaga. And then now over to Farias. Chili Farias' last go-around here in the MASL, I believe, was either Wichita or Omaha. Might be the Wichita Wings.
I think
Did he have one more stop between there?
he had, I think, one more stop after. I'm going to have to look this up now.
Here's Neto. Hit it first time over to Farias. Good defense there by Rodriguez to kick it away. Held in by Gonzaga. 11 seconds left on the advantage. Here's Freitas. Now Gonzaga. Gonzaga. Oh, the log roll by Rodriguez of the Comets. Good block there by Lucas. Now Silva. Penalty is over. Silva with a drive. And that one blocked by Sinclair. Silva does have, well, everybody goes off for the Comets, and fresh legs come on. Great job there by Comets to kill that penalty.
They take pride in their defense, and they have all season long, which is why they're one of the best teams with in goals against. But they take a special pride in their special teams defense.
Uses advanced manual therapy and chiropractic techniques to treat athletic and overuse.
Looks like Stephen took that one right off the noggin.
We got somebody shaking up on the field. I wonder if we could get our crew down there. We got a handheld camera right down there. We should have a shot of it. Should be along the near dashboards, right at the bottom of the picture. You can see where the official is. And there we go. There we go. There's a shot of it. Oh, Stokic, yeah, right off the noggin. Does Stefan wear contacts? Do you know?
I don't know.
The 816 Hotel features unique rooms showcasing many of Kansas City's most famous companies and landmarks.
They're going to make him take a break. Get tended to there.
Stefan Stokic played every game this year. 5 goals, 2 assists. He's got 27 blocks. You talk about a tough Grizzly veteran. The agitator.
And that's what he does. You'll see him. I'm got to check his stats tonight, but he's usually the leader among the team in blocks. He just gets right up in there. He's perfected the barrel roll.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Especially on set plays. Nick, I do have an update for you. Chili's last stop was actually in Cedar Rapids last year. I knew he had been someplace.
Okay, yep.
Hat tip to our good friend Brian Holland, who shot me a reminder on that one.
Oh, good. Thank you, Brian. Hot Winter Nights by Brian Holland. Must read for indoor fans. Under a minute to play here, the first quarter. Comets lead 2-0. Patterson forward to Ramon Palmer. Comets looking for their 9th straight win. Comets just have one home game after this one left. That'll be Sunday, February 26th, when the Comets host Cedar Rapids. That'll be a 5:05 start on Sunday, February 26th. Patterson and Sosa. Now forward, inside the Heat's last third, 10 seconds on the clock. Sinclair with 6. Now Sosa with under 5. Sosa across to Perez. The horn sounds, and that's it. That's it for the first 15 minutes. The Comets get 2 goals, one by Brian Perez, the other by Ramon Palmer, and they lead it over the Harrisburg Heat by a score of 2-0. You're watching MASL TV on YouTube.
The second quarter, let's make some noise.
First quarter is in the books. The second quarter about ready to start. Glad to have you along here from Silverstein Ice Center's Arena on MASL TV. Major Arena Soccer League action coming at you from Middle America. It is the Comets leading the Heat by a score of 2-0. Alongside Jeff Houston, I am Nick Vassos. I just saw the cutest thing I have seen in a long time. The Comets girls with their dads.
It's a great time. The dads all had a good time working on it. I guess they've been working on it for a while. I saw them in pregame rehearsals, and at least they're having fun.
Oh my gosh, it was so awesome. Well done, dads. That was really awesome.
Credit to Gretchen, our Comets girls director, and her gals. They did a great job.
All right, second quarter is underway. Comets wearing their home whites, trimmed in the retro colors for the Comets. Harrisburg wearing their road purples. Kicked out of bounds by the Comets. It's going to go back to Harrisburg. On the field for KC, it's Stefan Stokic. He shook off whatever was bothering him. Vahid Asadpour. Look at those jerseys right there. Don't those Comets jerseys look good? The white and the blue ones right there. Celebrating the old retro days.
We wanted to show off in front of the home crowd both sets of kits, and we've had the blue ones all season long. So we had the pinks and thought this was a perfect chance to bring out the whites.
Those pink jerseys, I saw a few fans with those on when I got here tonight. Those things are sharp. And raise some money for the Allie Kemp Educational Foundation, which is a good thing. So 2-0 Comets. The Heat has actually outshot Kansas City 5-4. Here's Silva across the half line. Silva tees it up, lets it fly. Harris puts a boot on it. Rebound out front, and Patterson is there. Rebound shot, goal! Harrisburg scores, and it is Lucio Gonzaga who finds the back of the net for Harrisburg. The veteran scores his 15th on the season, and it's 2-1.
I think that was Birche, actually.
Is that Birche? It is Birche. Thank you, Birche. He gets his 5th goal of the year. Mr. El Bazooka.
Number 15, unassisted.
Harrisburg there just pounced on all the rebounds that were in front of the goal. Patterson did the best to scramble, but he was off of his feet, and that one almost got underneath the foot of Robert Palmer there, but he tracks back, gets it over to Patterson. We knew tonight was not going to be easy. Oh, here comes Steve. Stevie, he fires one. That one just above the crossbar. Headed back in there to Silva, and Patterson scrambles back to his goal. But again, we knew this was not going to be easy. The Heat have a completely different team than they've had over the last 3 years.
And as we saw last night, Harrisburg's, getting down a couple goals doesn't really faze them. They were down 3 goals last night, came back and got the 9-5 win.
Boy, a good chance there as Nacho flashed into the middle and Ramon put it right on his foot, but Nacho couldn't put a boot on it for some reason. Comets still with possession here. Here's Ramon. Freitas takes it right away from Ramon, and then Basso is over there. Basso is their team captain. Eventually get it around here to Silva. Silva over to Basso. Comets with some more high pressure here, and they're able to win it back. Palmer over to Matingu. Shoots, and Matingu connects! Oh, oui, the Frenchman gives the Comets a 2-goal lead.
How about the Frenchman? Man, he has come on scoring in the past few weeks, hasn't he?
He is feeling so much better. Look at this dish from Palmer to Matingu. Oh, that one was solid.
Those are 2 pretty assists so far from Robert Palmer in this game.
Robert, his 2nd assist. And for Alain Matingu, well, you said it, Jeff. Matingu's 7th goal on the year. Last year, Matingu, he came back late in the season after being hurt much of the year. So he only got in a handful of games and really was still getting used to being back out on the field. And even at the beginning, a couple of games this year, Alain just wasn't, I don't think he was feeling quite right. But boy, you can tell he's feeling a whole lot better now.
He's tracking back on defense. He's getting in the play on the offensive end as well. And he's scored 6-7 goals now this year, and 4 of them, actually 5 of them have been in the last 3 weeks.
He got that really big goal in San Diego, which really kind of catapulted the Comets onto this 8-game run that they've been on right now. He got that one, I believe, at the end of the game or in overtime. It was a game winner for sure. One of those patented toe pokes. So, timeout called by Denison Cabral and the Harrisburg Heat. Both teams gather in front of their benches. Again, Comets, the last home game of the season is going to be Sunday, February 26th, when the Comets host the Cedar Rapids Rampage. That'll be Sunday at 5:05. You can get tickets by calling Ticketmaster, or you can call 1-844. Jeff, what is it? 855-4KC Gold.
There it is.
I got it.
You can also find them on Ticketmaster.com or KCComets.com.
We want a big crowd here for the last game here, just before spring break. So,
and we need it. Cedar Rapids, they've been on a decline, but they're still fighting for their playoff lives, and so they're gonna bring it. And there's a little bit of a revenge factor because they came in. First game of the year, nobody knew what to expect at that time, and they really laid it to the Comets and pretty much dominated us at home. So we need the crowd behind us so we can get out there and kind of show them how Hot Winter Nights happens here at the Silverstein Ice Arena.
So Cedar Rapids right now is 11-7. They've got just 2 games left. They're going to be on the road in Chicago and here in Kansas City. Now, they haven't beaten Chicago all season, but they have beaten the Comets this year.
And they need to beat both of them really to keep their chances alive the way it works right now. So, they're going to come out fighting. There's a lot of pride. Gordy Gerson and Everton and all those guys there. So it's going to be a good game.
Comets come up with a steal. Harris trying to get it forward to Stokic. Oh, what a play by Silva. Scrambling up to kick it away. Hugo Silva saving his team right there. Harris and Stokic were bearing down on the Heat's keeper, and Silva just took the fight on head on.
Great job from Silva. He's actually had himself a great season as well.
Yeah, 8-7, 5.39 goals against.
And, of course, he did his best Stevie Patterson impression last night. He scored a goal.
Oh, did he really?
He did, yes.
Throat or foot?
Off the foot, off the wall, off the back of Cedar Rapids player, but it still counts for him.
Heck yeah. Palmer, who's got a couple of helpers tonight. Over to Ramon Palmer. Corner to Perez. Perez off the wall. Matingu flashing in there, and Silva pounces on it for the Heat. Here comes some high pressure from the Comets again. Perez going after Silva. On back to Silva. They're going to make him play it with his feet. There's Chantrell. Comets able to get it back. Now Ramon Palmer. Here's Rodriguez. Shoots. Goal! Comets did it again. They make the Heat cough it up in their last third, and it's 4-1.
We have now had a Palmer involved in every single goal tonight.
Take a look at this replay right here. The Comets were working on Chantrell there. He coughed it up. They were able to get it over to Lucas, and he roofed it.
A great move from Lucas Rodriguez, too. Makes the fake like he's going to shoot it. Defender bites hard, and he just takes it one step over. Puts it in the far post.
So Ramon Palmer picks up his 14th assist on the year. And for Lucas, he gets his 12th goal on the year. Comets have built a 4-1 lead. Sosa in front of the goal, falls down, draws the foul, and the Comets will have it in front of their own goal.
Foul on number 10, his first of the game.
Foul called on Harrisburg. David Miller from Oldham, England, put his shoulder into John Sosa. And Sosa took a tumble. Here's a look at it again. There's Miller. Boom.
A little reckless there on that tackle.
Now, Patterson at front, goal again! Patterson's going to get the assist over to Pino. And it's 5-1.
That's his second assist of the year.
To go along with his goal as well.
As we see it, Stokic fans on it, lets it go by. And I think everybody thought that Stokic was going to stop that ball. Because you can see, it looks like Silva is ready to play the Stokic turnaround. Doesn't even see Pino.
10.5 to play in the first half, and it's 5-1 Comets.
Assist from number 22. Goal, number 6, Pino.
We're getting towards the end of the regular season, and indoor fans are probably thinking about who's going to be the MVP, who's going to be the goalkeeper of the year, coach of the year, rookie of the year. I think Mr. Guerrero Pino should be in the conversation of rookie of the year.
You know, and to be honest, Stevie Patterson actually qualifies as a rookie. To be classified as a rookie, you have to have less than 5 games, and he's only got 3 going into this season. So he qualifies. He's got a good shot at it. Pino's got a good shot at it. You know, Nacho's had himself a good year.
Yep.
That's just here. I mean, there's been some great rookie performances all across the league, though, too.
I know Milwaukee has got some first-year players that are playing well.
Their keeper, Josh Lemos, has been fantastic for them.
Lemos has been terrific.
Harrisburg foul, number 16, first of the game.
Comets are going to call a timeout here with 9.5 to play in the first half. And last night in the MASL, there were 4 games, and San Diego ran past El Paso 10-3. They clinched a playoff spot. Ontario beat Tacoma 7-5, which prevented Tacoma from getting closer to clinching a playoff spot out in the Pacific. Sonora blasted Dallas 21-2. And as we've talked about, Harrisburg got past Cedar Rapids 9-6 last night. Harrisburg's 8 wins are more than the last 3 seasons combined.
It's just been a complete, from top to bottom, overhaul on this team, and it's showing. The product on the field is far better than anything we've seen from Harrisburg over the last few years. The fan base is growing. Carl and his crew there, Nikki, they're doing a great job getting the word out to their fans. And then Denison Cabral is putting a solid team out there on the field every night, which is the formula that we've seen works to make a successful team.
Denison being assisted by Gino DeFlorio, one of the great names of indoor soccer back in the day. I remember calling games for Gino and the Heat back at Farm Show Arena. And Lester Felician, the former Attack/Comet player, is also an assistant coach. Sosa. Perez.
You know,
another one.
Sometimes it's just too easy.
So Perez, that's his second on the night, his 19th on the year. Sosa picks up his second assist on the night. He has 21 on the season. And the Comets are building a huge lead against Harrisburg. It's 6-1, and we still have 9.5 to play.
I still challenge anybody to tell me who's a better restart player in this league right now than John Sosa. He just calmly walks up, and until he touches the ball, you never know which of the 3 players that are open he's going to touch the ball to.
He's a remarkable player. He now has 27 points on the year. He's among the Comet leaders. Comets have 4 players with more than 25 points or more. Comets coming into tonight had scored 115 goals. Well, now they're up to 121 on the year. Gonzaga into the corner. Foul is called on Sosa. Cut down Fernando Gattaca.
Comets foul number 19, first of the game.
That's John's first foul of the game. A drive. And that one deflected across the goal. It's picked up there by Gonzaga. Back to Silva. Now into the middle. And a drive. That one off the foot of Meller. Taking a tumble again was Gattaca. Able to play it back to Hugo Silva. Now Birche. On up to Farias. Over to Birche.
Lineup note we might want to watch, Nick. Guy Gomez gets, he just came on for a shift. Looks like he might be splitting his time with Stokic on that rotation.
So they might be rolling through 3 players.
They might be through that lineup.
Let's remind fans, Leo Gibson out tonight, still suffering from concussion symptoms. His status for tomorrow is unknown, and tomorrow night is a huge game in Milwaukee. And we'll start talking about that game in the second half, folks, because there's a couple things that we really need to consider when the Comets and the Wave meet tomorrow. Here's Ramon Palmer. Palmer across the line, looking to get it up to Guerrero Pino. Couldn't. Silva's got it with 7.5 to play in the first half. Chile Farias. Taken away by the Comets. Nacho! Nacho! And the goal! Ramon Palmer. That one pinballed in off Silva, and it's 7-1. Boy, Ramon Palmer is racking up some points tonight.
2 goals and an assist for him already, and we still have 7 minutes to play in the first half.
They're going to give Palmer that goal unassisted. And not making any excuses for any teams here, but we'll keep in mind here that Harrisburg played last night on the road in Cedar Rapids, and then they had to make the trip here to Kansas City to play here tonight. The Comets are going to do the same thing tomorrow when they have to take on the Wave. But the Comets are afforded the luxury of playing at home. Harrisburg had to travel to Cedar Rapids, and now they got to travel over to Kansas City today. Another giveaway here is Sinclair, and a save by Silva. The Comets are just winning everything. Every 50-50 ball the Comets are getting. And then they are immediately running.
They worked all week in practice with this high pressure. And honestly, I thought it was something to work on against Milwaukee. But it seems to be working pretty well against Harrisburg tonight.
Here's Palmer. Palmer battling Gonzaga, and a foul is called on Ramon Palmer. And Lucio Gonzaga chewing on O'Dane Sinclair, and Sinclair's walking away.
The key right now for the Comets with the big lead, don't get hurt, don't let down.
Well, Silva just turned the ball back over to the Comets, who take it up. Rodriguez tried to flick it forward to Perez. Harrisburg sitting back defensively. They pick up the Comets on the half line. Comets again looking for their 9th win in a row. Harrisburg had come into tonight's game winning 4 of 6. Now Patterson. Palmer couldn't collect the short hop. It rolls into Silva, who's got it for the Heat.
Pino back on the floor.
Harrisburg last qualified for the playoffs back in 2000. That year they lost in the semifinals. I believe that might have been either the last year of the NPSL or the first year of the MISL. Brian Holland is probably yelling at his computer right now. but fans who have been around a long time might remember the old Harrisburg Heat back in the 94-95 season. They took it all the way to the NPSL Finals against the St. Louis Ambush. Unfortunately, it didn't go so well for them. They lost the NPSL championship in 4 straight games to the Ambush that year. Here's Freitas. Freitas leaves it back. Meller with a drive. Correction, that was Dominic Francis. And it goes off of the Comets out of bounds. 4:48 left to play in the first half. 7-1 Comets over the Harrisburg Heat. Chili Farias behind the ball for Harrisburg.
4 minutes and 48 seconds left. The second quarter for the flash sale. The 25% off flash sale on all jerseys.
Farias front and center. Here's a drive. Ding dong, and it goes in. Banged in by Marcos Chantel. That's only his second goal of the season, and it's now 7-2. That stops a run of 5 straight goals by the Comets here in the second quarter. So Chantel, his second.
Just a good shot from Chantel. Gets a good look from the top of the arc. Dings it in off of both posts.
Assist by number 6.
And Farias gets his 5th assist. Chili Farias has played, this is his 5th game. He hasn't scored a goal yet, but he has 5 assists.
You know, Chili's not a spring chicken anymore, and he come in knowing he can bring some leadership, bring some experience to this team. He's not the goal scorer he used to be, but he sets them up like he always used to.
Well, experience counts for a lot in this game, too.
Especially with a team like this that's putting together, looking for their first success in a long while. You need somebody who's been there and can keep the guys in line and help them to deal with, late season push, playoff push, and all the pressure that comes with it.
7-2 Comets. Lucas Rodriguez to Matingu. Comets are cycling up their offense. They get it over to Guerrero Pino. Nice wall pass to himself. Pino still got it. Looking for the far post. Palmer could not put a leg or a shoe on it. Make that boot. Now Rodriguez into Ramon Palmer. Turns and faces Basso. And then Pino gets cut down by Birche of Harrisburg. And the Comets are going to have it near the right wing corner. 3.5 to play, with the Comets leading by 5. Sosa over the top. Matingu. Now Lucas. Lucas with a drive. Silva cannot hold on, but no Comet there to pounce on the rebound. Comets hold it in. Here's Rodriguez again to Palmer. Out wide it goes to Pino. Now Lucas. Here's Lucas Rodriguez. Oh, and Lucas lost it. Picked up there by Miller. Miller stopped by Ramon Palmer. Now Harrisburg, I was talking earlier about the last time they qualified for the playoffs in 2000, 2001. That was the NPSL. And that coming straight from Brian Holland, so you know it's true. Gino DeFlorio and Lester Felician played in that team. How about that? Thank you, Mr. Brian Holland.
Great to have
absolutely
our unofficial statistician on staff here.
Terrific resource. Thank you, Brian. 2.5 to play in the first half. Once again, down to Dominic Francis. Now to the corner. It's Fernando Gattaca. Gattaca tried to play it away from the goal. Comets now trying to win it back. Now they do. Here's Asadpour on his horse down the right side. Marco Chantel there puts a halt to Asadpour. The Heat with some nifty footwork there over to Nacho. There's Nacho going forward a little bit. Over to Stokic. Now Palmer. Under 2 to play in the first half. Here's Sinclair. Kind of a sandwich there right on the yellow line. Sinclair still trying to hold on to it. Looks like he may have taken one to the gut. Sinclair spins around Freitas. Comets get it back. Stokic tees one up and lets it fly. And that one over the glass, and goalkeeper distribution coming up for Harrisburg.
I think he looked down at his shoes and blinded himself before that shot. Them are some bride shoes.
The Heat are giving the Comets a lot of space to operate on offense. A lot.
They are, and you can tell they don't know quite how to deal with the movement that they've got on offense right now. At any given time, the Comets are flooding one end of the field, and Harrisburg just doesn't know how to deal with that. Hence the space.
Out of bounds off Harrisburg. 1:06 left to play in the first half. Comets leading 7-2. Comets have gone on a 5-goal tear here in the second quarter. Peterson boots it across the half line. Farias is there. His pass intercepted by Palmer to Perez. Asadpour back to Perez. Comets are going to have to reset here. Almost a chance there. Now Palmer. 45 seconds on the clock. Here's Asadpour to Ramon Palmer. Back to Vahid. And it comes to Robert. Now 34 seconds left. Here's Perez. Wall pass to Asadpour. 2 Comet players in the area. Foul called on Palmer for knocking Lucio Gonzaga down to the carpet. Palmer and Gonzaga exchanging a few pleasantries as they both jog back to the other side of the field.
I think they were talking about their favorite cookie recipes.
18 seconds left. Harris challenging a Heat player. Harris goes down, and a foul called on Harrisburg. It looked worse than it was. Bryant partially stepped on the ball. There was a contact there, a little bit of contact there from a Harrisburg player. Now Silva with just 1 second left. That's going to do it for the first half. Good first half for the hometown Kansas City Comets, looking for their 9th win in a row. And Harrisburg coming off a win yesterday, maybe a little weary in the legs, but Harrisburg regroups in the locker room. Kansas City will see what they can do to pour it on in the second half at the end of 2 quarters. It's the Kansas City Comets 7 and the Harrisburg Heat 2. You're watching MASL TV on YouTube. Both teams are back out on the field as we are getting ready for the third quarter of action here in the middle of America, just outside of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. We're in Independence, Missouri, the home of Harry, the 33rd President of the United States, Harry S. Truman. Independence, Missouri, and we are at the corner of I-70 and 470 at the Silverstein I-Centers Arena. Beautiful arena, home of the Kansas City Comets. And at the half, it's the Comets 7 and the Harrisburg Heat 2. Both teams tied at 13 with shots on goal. The Comets are led by Ramon Palmer, who had 2 goals and an assist in the first half. Brian Perez had 2 goals. John Sosa had a pair of assists, and Robert Palmer also had a couple of assists. Alan Matingu got also into the scoring column, and Guerrero Pino also got a goal for Kansas City. For Harrisburg, Birche got his 5th of the season, first off in the second quarter. That cut the Comets' lead to 2-1. And then after that, the Comets went on a 5-goal streak there, 5 straight goals. And it was ended when Marcos Chantel scored there at the end of the second quarter to make it 7-2. So that's where we are right now, alongside Jeff Houston. I'm Nick Vassos. Glad to have you along here. We're going to start with Harrisburg having the ball in the third quarter, as by rules. That's what happens. So here's Chantel on the near side.
Comets need to make sure that they start this half the way they finished the first. And not like that.
There was Silva into Chili Farias and was touched by Neto. Who are they going to give credit to the goal there? What do you think?
It dinged in a couple players.
Let's take a look
right
at
there.
the
It might have gone off of Basso.
Let's take
Somebody
a look
was right in there.
So here's Silva. Man, he hit a real heavy shot. There was the touch by Farias. And then maybe Neto. This will be a good angle right here. Oh, Farias. So Farias, the goal, and the keeper, Hugo Silva, comes up with the assist. And it's 7-3.
Both keepers with an assist tonight.
That's Chili Farias' first goal with Harrisburg. Here they come again. A give and go. Brian Harris of the Comets. Fouling Fernando Gattaca. Hugo Silva now has 2 assists on the year. And Brian Harris is first of the half and second of the game. Fouls. Restart to Harrisburg. Freitas. Now Basso. Basso shoots, and that one was a laser off the inboards and back to Farias. Farias goes off along with another player, and 2 come on, Birche and Gonzaga. Banged off the wall there. There's Mello, who put his shoulder into Palmer. Rebound comes off the glass, and Palmer able to get it over to Patterson. 7-3, Comets on top. Patterson's pass nearly picked up by Neto, but gathered up again by Pino. Now Ramon Palmer trying to get it past the defender there. I believe that was either Birche or it looks like maybe Gonzaga was there. Here's Palmer again. Palmer. Now Robert Palmer comes in to knock it away. Harrisburg back up with it. Into the middle to Birche. Birche out wide. That one to David Meller. Now Marcos Chantel. Chantel with a goal tonight. Harrisburg 8-8 on the year. Comets 13-4. Silva over to Freitas, who rises up like a fish out of the water and heads it out of bounds. Goalkeeper distribution coming up to Steve Patterson with 12:53 left to play in the third. Comets looking for their 9th straight win of the year. Harrisburg has opened the scoring here in the second half. It goes off of Stokic, and no foul called on Harrisburg.
Nick, I was just starting to say before they scored that the Comets need to come out with the urgency and the pressure that they had for most of the first half. They need to be careful, and they've fallen into this trap a few times this season where they get to a comfortable lead or they feel like they've got this one in hand, and they come out soft and allow the other team to come back.
Here's Gui Gomez down the right side, battling there with Lucio Gonzaga. Silva comes out with it. Let's see what the Comets do here. Here comes some of that pressure. Gomez pressuring the back line. They get it to Silva. Freitas back to Silva. Harrisburg up towards the half line. Leandro Duarte is into the game for the first time. Under 12 to play in the third. Seeing some fresh legs out there like Guy Gomez. And for Harrisburg, Leandro Duarte. Long drive headed out of bounds by John Sosa off of the Comets. So Harrisburg will keep it in the left wing corner with 11.5 to play in the third. Syracuse is at Baltimore tonight. El Paso at Turlock, the two other games in the MASL.
And we've gone final in Baltimore with the Blast picking up the win on that one, 8-5.
Farias will get the restart going for Harrisburg. Farias over the top of the defense on the volley. Just wide off the foot of Neto. Farias again drives one in there. It pinballs around, and Patterson able to get it to the ground and boot it away. Silva comes up off his line. Head the ball back to Farias. Silva with most of the possession here early on in the second half. Comets lead by 4. Oh, a bad pass by Silva. Now Silva scrambling back. Guerrero Pino to Asadpour, shot! And a save is made by Silva.
Great defense from Harrisburg there to get back.
Now another chance by the Comets. Sosa with a drive. Silva again denies the Comets. Sosa again nearly takes out the glass.
You know, a play like that will really make Silva and keepers think twice about coming out to the half line like he did. He got caught in a bad spot, and then Comets just jumped on it and got 3 or 4 good shots. And as a keeper, that's tough to do, to race all the way back and then find yourself in position and dive back and forth, try to make those saves.
We just saw there John Sosa. Good hustling play there by the Comet defender. Get 2 cracks at it on goal. Comets win it away from Harrisburg. Here's Robert Palmer with it. He's got some space. Tried to slot it through to Lucas Rodriguez. Intercepted there and picked up by Gattaca. Out wide to Birche. And then back to Silva. Forward to Lucio Gonzaga. Gonzaga, 14 goals on the year. He's one of their, excuse me. Gonzaga is one of their leaders, the veteran. Played many years in Baltimore. Won some championships there. Hugo Silva. He's feeling confident coming out there on the half line like that.
He's more in shape than I was. I could not make that run back and then make those dives.
Foul called on Guerrero Pino. I think Chantel was trying to draw the blue card there, and there was a little bit of, watch Chantel go down here.
Comets foul number 6.
Yeah, he made contact with the boards, but the official didn't think that warranted a penalty. Silva into the corner. A couple of players get tangled up. Harrison, Freitas, and Kansas City back with it the other way.
Nick, I don't know what we did, but we just got issued cards up here in the box by the Rocket.
We both got a blue and a red from Kim Brunfed. Here's Patterson. Looking for someone in the corner. It's headed out of bounds off of Harrisburg. That one goes off of Dominic Francis from Huddersfield, England. This is his first season with Harrisburg. That's the case with many of these players on this Harrisburg side. 500 on the year, 8-8.
With Toshiba Business Solutions.
Here is Carlos Trambini, who's getting some playing time tonight.
Good hustle from the rookie there to keep that ball away from Harrisburg.
Trambini is at home. Well, I mean that by saying that there are 8 players from Brazil playing for Harrisburg. So if they're saying anything to Trambini, they might be saying it in Portuguese, and he would understand it. And that would include the curse words too, right? Now we're going to have a penalty coming up against the Comets.
It's like Nacho is going to sit 2 after that collision.
Might see if we can get that on the replay here. Who is down on the ground there? I can't. Oh, it's Gonzaga.
Or is that Neto? It's Neto.
Oh, you're right. It's Neto. I'm sorry.
Here's the replay there. Ooh.
No, I guess he got his elbow up. Denison Cabral is on the field right now. And now a penalty is going to go against the bench of Harrisburg, it looks like.
2 points of emphasis for the referees over the last few weeks have been contact to the head, which is what I think is what they're going to get Nacho for, and keeping non-players off of the field.
Actually, I think that might have been a warning. Maybe they gave him a warning for that time, because nobody's serving the penalty in the Harrisburg bench. So the Comets, once again, a man down. They killed the only other penalty in this game, and they did it rather effectively. Let's see how they do here. Comets are killing about 77% of their man down situations. Robert Palmer got knocked to the ground by a Harrisburg player. The fans didn't like it. Patterson throws it long. Off the boards it comes to Silva. 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the advantage for Harrisburg. Here's Birche. Now near side, looking back to Birche. Gatica to Birche. Now a drive and a save is made by Patterson. That one almost got through Stevie Patterson, but he was able to hang on there. That one coming off the foot of Dominic Francis. 47 seconds left on the advantage for Harrisburg. They trail by 4. They really need something here. Francis to Birche in the middle. Now Neto turns and fires, blocked by Palmer. Held in by Birche. Oh, the pass goes right to Harris. Bad pass there by Gonzaga, and a foul is called on Harrisburg.
Key to this Comets penalty kill, they've got the diamond shape with their 4 players. So they've got the out wide spaces, but when the ball comes into the middle, that diamond collapses into a solid column, and it takes away all passing zones. And then you get a chance where right there, like Harris, he intercepted the pass, and then he can go right at the defense, draw the foul, or he can go to the corner, waste some time, possibly even get a shorty.
21 seconds left on the power play to Harrisburg. The Comets get the ball again. Another foul called on Harrisburg. Now a third foul called on Harrisburg, and Matingu is getting a little bit heated. And Birche is jawing with Matingu, and the Comets got to keep their poise here. They have a 4-goal lead.
Can't afford to have.
You can't let Harrisburg back in this game. We have a long way to go in this one. Here's another replay. Take a look at this. A lot of comes in pretty hard there on Matingu.
Neto coming in hard. Birche taking exception to the battle there.
Matingu taking exception to that.
It's good physical play, but now's the point where you got to clamp it down. You got to work real hard to stay and play Comets soccer, because you can't afford to let Harrisburg in right now, but you also can't afford to have any player issues in future games, especially with Milwaukee coming up tomorrow and
Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids. I mean, those are 2 solid games that we need every single player we can get.
Short-handed chance for the Comets. Penalty is over. Here comes Nacho back out onto the floor. Both teams at even strength. The Comets have killed off both power play, both Harrisburg power plays. So Harrisburg 0 for 2 on the power plays, and Comets 2 for 2 in killing them off. Here's Gattaca, marked by Asadpour. Leaves it out wide for Meller. Meller shoots, save, rebound, goal! Harrisburg scores, and it's now 7-4. And Steven Basso gets into the scoring column. For Basso, that is his 6th on the year.
Unlucky goal against Patterson. He made the save. Basso was just making a run across. Didn't even see it coming. It just bounced off of Stevie's hands, off of Basso's face, and in the goal. That hit him in the eye. I think he's having a little trouble. He's walking gingerly to the bench there, being attended to by the trainer.
Comets are going to call a timeout here.
All right, let's send it over to Steve.
And we'll step aside as well. 5:49 left to play in the third. Comets a 7-4 lead.
Just in time. Joe, back over to you. Thank you. Fan versus player.
Playback underway alongside Jeff Houston. I'm Nick Vassos. Live on MASL TV on YouTube. Harrisburg has scored 2 goals here in the third to climb back into this game. It's 7-4 Comets. Out with it is Mello over to Chantel. Now another drive. Blocked by Sosa. Rebound. Saved by Patterson. Mello again. Saved by Stevie. Still pinballing around. Another drive by Chantel. Comets trying to counter. Ramon Palmer. Brian Perez. Palmer. Perez. And a save by Silva. Under 5 to play in the third. Comets with high pressure in Harrisburg's last third. They kick it long and out of bounds, and that'll give the Comets a chance right at the top of the arc. And guess who's going to be behind the ball? John Sosa.
And you can be
look at the action here at the other end. Patterson with the initial save, gets back up, makes another one. Boy, how about Stevie Patterson this year, right? Comets concerned with Boris Pardo moving on to San Diego, how that would affect, and boy, Steven has done terrific for the Comets.
You know, we've been spoiled in KC here with.
There it is once again. John Sosa down to Lucas Rodriguez. They bang it in. It's an 8-4 Comet lead. Sosa his 3rd assist on the night. And for Lucas Rodriguez, that is his 2nd on the night, his 13th on the year.
Again, on that restart, this time Silva was able to even get a paw on it. But when it's coming through that hard and that quick, you've got to get solid behind it. You can't let it just deflect.
Well, there's a good sign right there, Lucas Rodriguez. I don't know how many restart goals he has, but I just unofficial tally right now, I would say he has somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 or 5. Last year he had 7 or 8, and he was clearly the leader on restart goals. And give 50% of that credit over to John Sosa. Boy, John has just been terrific for the Comets. Coming up on 4 minutes to play in the 3rd. Comets back to a 4-goal lead. Here's Matingu. Matingu lost it to Farias. Now it's picked up there by Gonzaga. Back to Farias. Now Silva. Comets are going to try to get the ball back here in their last third. Bit sloppy here on the exchange, and Farias will boot it long. Up to Gattaca. Gattaca looking left side for Francis. Francis will dribble it back to Heat territory to Birche. He sends it forward, but taken over there by the Comets. Who's going to come up with a loose ball? 3 minutes and 39 seconds left. Guerrero Pino is out with it. He gets taken down, and a penalty is going to go against Harrisburg. Birche got that elbow up into Guerrero Pino's face, and I think that's what drew the card out of the pocket there. There's Guerrero moving forward. He makes a move to the right like he's going to go around Birche. Well, you know what? He didn't get his arm up too high. It really kind of hit him in the back. And there's another look at it right here. Oh, the left arm came around a little bit.
Yeah, when he tried to stop and get in the way, that left arm swung around and clocked him right in the nose.
Trust your family's eyes to their doctors.
So the Comets go on the power play, and this is where it's been a challenge for KC this year. Rodriguez over to Asadpour, shoots off the target. Comets are only converting 35% of their power play opportunities, just 11 for 31. On the other end, Harrisburg kills off penalties at a 48% clip. They have allowed 17 power play goals on 33 times that they've been down. There's Sosa. Comets 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the advantage. Palmer shoots and Silva makes the save.
Comets fans, let's make this power play count. Let's hear some noise.
Silva with a strong arm throws it long. About 175 feet in the air throwing a soccer ball. That takes a lot of strength. Sosa trots it across the line. Wide right for Rodriguez. Now back to John. Sosa tries the left side, Asadpour. Asadpour, left footer, gets in there. Now back to Asadpour. Shoots again! And hits it home! Asadpour, the team captain and assistant coach, tallies his first on the night. And for Vahid, that is his 15th on the year, and the Comets lead 9-4.
He wasn't going to be denied on that one. Collects his rebound, finds an open window, and puts it near post.
Well, there goes the 2 goals that Harrisburg worked so hard to get early in the third quarter. All that work is now for naught. The Comets score 2 right back to take regain their 5-goal lead, and we have 2.5 to play in the third. Do you think they'll give that one unassisted to Vahid?
Yes. Yeah, that one will be unassisted because it's still not okay to give yourself an assist on the stat sheet.
It's almost like, like liking your own Facebook post. You're giving yourself a high five. You know what I mean?
Neither one are acceptable, Nick.
Stokic goes down. No, a chance. Oh, it hit the crossbar. Nacho was on the doorstep, and he roofed it too high. Here comes the Heat back the other way. Runs into Robert Palmer. Palmer forward to Asadpour. But he tees it up and rips one off the near glass. Foul called on Palmer. Now Palmer and Birche still going at it.
One thing I do remember from Birche's time here in Kansas City, he's got a little bit of a hot head. The key is he's great at drawing other people into his temper. So if you can frustrate him, great. You're going to take him out of his game. The key is that you got to stay in your game too.
Oh, Palmer with a chance. Palmer now turns and faces. Oh, he darts inside. Silva able to gather it up. Boy, some very technical work by Ramon Palmer in traffic there. What a matchup we're going to have tomorrow in Milwaukee. The first place Comets taking on the second place Milwaukee Wave. That game tomorrow night, 7:35. If Milwaukee wins, hang on to your hat.
In a way, that game can really decide the Central Division. As we've talked about before, a win and the Comets are in. Milwaukee's in the same situation. A win and they're in. And they don't play any other games this weekend.
Oh! Alan Matingu! Bombasso! Top shelf where Grandma keeps the cookies. Here from the Frenchman. Take a look at this again.
That would be called scoring with emphasis. What a great hit.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to speak out of turn here, but you might see that one in the MASL's top goals next week.
33 seconds left to play in the third, and the Comets have opened it up again, leading by 6. Harrisburg's just made too many mistakes in the midfield in their last third. They at times have not been able to run their offense. Comets, here they go again. They're going to pressure the keeper. Guerrero Pino is over there along Leandro Duarte. Horn sounds, and that's it for the third. So, Chili Farias and Steven Basso scored 2 goals to start the third, and that trimmed the Comets' lead to 3. And then the Comets go on a 3-goal tear. One by Rodriguez, another by Asadpour, and that last one by Alan Matingu. And at the end of 3, it's the Comets 10 and the Harrisburg Heat 4. You're watching MASL TV on YouTube. Jeff Husted, Nick Vassos, live at Silverstein Ice Centers Arena in Independence, Missouri, just east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. At the end of 3, it is the Comets 10 and the Harrisburg Heat 4 as we play the final 15 minutes of this game. Comets playing without Leo Gibson tonight, still out of the lineup because he's still suffering from concussion symptoms. The Domino's Miracle Minute is underway. About 44 seconds left for the Comets. If they score, everybody's going home with pizza.
My favorite time of the game, Nick.
O'Dane Sinclair lost his shoe, and a foul is called on Sinclair. Can you imagine how nuts this place will go if the Comets score and everybody's getting pizza?
I know how nuts I'll go. I'm still waiting on confirmation, but until then, I'm going to assume that we are included in the free pizza.
We established that several games ago, Jeff. we made that very clear. Restart to Harrisburg. Farias behind the ball. This is Chili's 5th game with Harrisburg. He has 5 assists and a goal. He has a goal here tonight. His first goal with Harrisburg. Wall pass into the middle and kicked away by the Comets. Huge game coming up tomorrow. Comets and the Wave. 7:35 on MASL TV. Tom Wynn, Art Kramer. Live from UW Panther Arena in downtown Milwaukee on the black turf.
You know, the Wave had a slow start to the season, but since just about the same time that the Comets started picking things up, Max Ferdinand and Ian Bennett and those guys started picking things up, and they've been virtually unstoppable as well.
They've been incredible.
How about Ian Bennett with 49 goals?
He's right now he's my MVP.
He's got to be up there.
Hopefully we'll hit the pizza jackpot next time.
Now, what's interesting about tomorrow's game is maybe who won't be there.
Yes, there's a chance. Nobody will confirm this from our friends up north, but there's a chance that Ian Bennett and a couple of his friends will be missing. The CONCACAF Beach Soccer Tournament starts today, and Ian Bennett is one of 3 Wave players.
Chamelet and Renault are the others
that were named to the Canadian national team. Now, Canada's first game isn't until Monday, so I wouldn't put it past Ian to wait to go out there, because I know from talking with him and just watching him play, the Comets are one of his favorite teams to play against. But we'll see tomorrow.
Now, if Milwaukee doesn't have those 3 players, and Comets are without Leo Gibson, who knows? I mean, it's Kansas City and Milwaukee. I think it's going to be a great game either way.
Kansas City, Milwaukee is always a great game. It could be you and me out there. Well, no, let's not go that far. But no matter who you put out there, since this team came back in 2010, at the very first game of this franchise, Kansas City, Milwaukee's always been fun.
12:40 left to play in the game. The Comets holding on to a 10-4 lead. So again, tomorrow there's the possibility that Milwaukee could be without Chamelet, Renault, and Bennett. Good save there by Stephen Patterson off the drive by David Meller from Oldham, England. But again, we can't get confirmation from the Milwaukee staff. They're not going to tell anybody about, oh, sure, those guys are going to be gone. Yeah, sure, they're going to be gone. They're not going to say that. And why would they?
Right. Right.
That's how you play these things,
It's like the old hockey thing when somebody breaks their leg. Oh, he's got a lower body injury.
So a little bit of gamesmanship going on here between the two clubs. But we will know tomorrow night at 7:35 when we tune into the game on MASL TV. And we'll also know if Leo Gibson is going to be able to play. Love to have Leo back. Here's Ramon Palmer. Ramon Palmer with 2 goals and 2 assists. Asadpour back to Palmer, shoots, and that one blocked by Harrisburg. Boy, some great chances by Kansas City on the goal. You know, Comets have scored 10 goals, but there are times when you really got to tip your cap here to Hugo Silva. He has been pretty fanciful at times in goal tonight for the Heat.
He has. He's kept them in it when the Comets started putting on those pressure. Because when the Comets have scored, they've scored in bunches. And it could have been a lot worse. On the other side, Harrisburg has done a pretty good job of keeping the Comets honest.
Another penalty coming up to Harrisburg. O'Dane Sinclair just got taken down there by Lucio Gonzaga, who's going to go to the sin bin. Sinclair is okay. He's up. See if the Comets here.
Number 85 is reporting to the Mark Ferguson attorney at law penalty box for Morgan.
So the power play team for the Comets is Brian Perez, Ramon Palmer, Lucas Rodriguez, John Sosa, and Vahid Asadpour. The man down team for Harrisburg is Marco Chantrell, Stephen Basso, Freitas, as well as Dominic Francis. Sosa, Asadpour. Good job there by Freitas in his first year from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Oh, Perez tried to flick it in, turned back around, had a second chance, but couldn't put anything on the ball. Still loose there. Perez. What do we have here? Foul called on Harrisburg.
A lot of tugging and pulling on jerseys down there.
Here's a replay of all that action going on right by Silva. The ball bounced over him, and that's when Perez had a second chance. Good job there on the replay, guys. Asadpour. Right side of Rodriguez. Now Sosa. Knocked away by Harrisburg. 1 minute and 12 seconds left on the advantage for the Comets. 10 minutes and 39 left to play in the game. Rodriguez to the corner to Perez. Back to Lucas. He tees up a right footer and sends one off the message board here. So goalkeeper distribution coming up for the Heat.
He hit that one so high and so hard it changed the ribbon board.
Early travel day to play in Milwaukee tomorrow.
Silva, that strong arm of his, throws it long. Now 1 minute to play on the Comets power play. Comets again have not done so well this year on power plays. They're 35% coming into tonight, 11 for 33. Perez, front and center Sosa. Now the left footer by Rodriguez again goes over the glass, and Lucas not too happy with himself. Harrisburg is 48% in killing penalties this year. They've only allowed 17 goals on 33 times they've been down.
You know, Lucas is upset that he skied that one, but even more upset, I think at the last second he saw Vahid was wide open on that far post.
Vahid Perez. I think Perez was looking at the far post to Lucas that time, and it's Perez tried to find him, but knocked out of bounds off of Chantel, Marcos Chantel. Second year with the Heat. Has playing experience in Baltimore and Syracuse. Perez over the top. Sosa hits it on the volley. Just wide. Sosa has 3 assists tonight, but no goals. Making a bid for one there. Freitas looking for Francis. Francis in the corner. Sosa shields him away. Don't call me Francis. 8 seconds left on the power play. One second. Perez shoots. No good. Penalty's over.
Harrisburg is back in full swing.
And it goes bounding out of bounds. It'll go to the Harrisburg Heat with 9:21 left to play in the game. Comets leading 10-4. Comets' next home game, the last game of the year. It's going to be Sunday, February 26th here at Silverstein Ice Center's Arena. The Comets will host the Cedar Rapids Rampage. And that game kicks off at 5:05 on Sunday. 1-855 for KC Goal. Ticketmaster.com. That way you can get your tickets to the Comets. We want to see you here, loud and proud. We want the Comets to finish strong. Here we are. After tonight, there's only 2 games left. And Comets are leading the Central, but nobody's clinched a playoff spot. It tells you how tight things are.
Tightest race in the MASL right now. I mean, you can go 4 deep with everybody having a legitimate chance to still go to the playoffs. 4 deeps in any other division is the entire division.
Now, the league changed that this year. This year is a change from last year where each division gets 2. Why do you think the league decided to make a change?
With the number of teams we had and the travel format, it just made sense to have 1 versus 2 in your division. And it's going to be 2-game series all the way through the championship this year, which is different than last year. So it'll be Central number 1 versus Central number 2. Winner of that plays the winner of the Eastern Division. And then on the Western Conference, we've got the Pacific Division and the Southwest Division. And they'll do the same thing, 2 games. Meet up for the championship, and hopefully, knocking on wood here, we're holding up another trophy.
I'm not going to talk about it yet. I'm not going to talk about it just yet.
We can't talk about it.
No, you can't talk about it right now. But the Comets are in a good position here to take advantage of it. If they get a win here tonight and they get another win, that should punch their ticket into the playoffs, right?
They get a win tonight, they punch their ticket.
Okay,
they
tonight.
Get 2 more wins. They win tonight and they win tomorrow night. They clinch their 4th straight division title. But we're not going to talk about that.
Not going to talk about that. 9 minutes left to play. Exactly 9 minutes left to play.
6th attacker on the field, Nick.
Sixth attacker is out there. And I think that's Freitas. Thiago Freitas.
Number 8 is a 6th attacker for Harrisburg.
Here's Birche. Comets with a 6-goal lead. Farias goes into the corner. Gets it to Francis. Kick back to the half line. The Comets will sit back. Freitas into Gattaca. That one off the back of Robert Palmer, who gets it back. Here's Palmer. Palmer's going to score. Robert Palmer walks it in. It's 11-4. Robert Palmer, 2 assists in the first half. He now adds a goal to that, and it's now 11-4.
Mistake. He started off the back of his head. But then Stoker takes advantage of a heavy touch from Harrisburg. Easy dish to Palmer, who just literally dribbles the ball into the net.
Robert Palmer, his 4th goal on the year. Four goals to go along with his 18 blocks. Silva's back into the game. Under 8 minutes to play now. Gonzaga up top. Into Gattaca. Rejected by the Comets. Now Gonzaga again.
So now, Nick, with under 8 minutes to play, 11-4 lead. Big game tomorrow. You're going to see a lot more guys. The bench is going to get a lot longer than it normally is. You've already seen, you've got Trombini out there. We'll see extended shifts probably from Pino and from Guy Gomez. As the Comets, they're not pulling back yet, but they still got to keep in mind that they've got a tough game in Milwaukee tomorrow.
Well, and they've got to travel too, so it's going to be a stern test tomorrow. They're going to have it's a weekend, night crowd. They should have a good crowd in the building. Milwaukee always puts on a good show. Silva uncorks a low heater. That one deflected wide. Chasing it back is O'Dane Sinclair. Out to Guerrero Pino, back to Sinclair, who tallies one in. O'Dane Sinclair gets into the scoring column. Why not? It's 12-4.
Good pressure defense from Sinclair and Pino. Pino waits for that ball to catch up to him.
Guerrero Pino, that's his 4th assist on the year, his 1st on the night. O'Dane picks up his 3rd goal on the year, and it is 12-4. So it's looking very good that the Comets are punching their ticket for postseason. A win tonight would be their 14th on the year. Loss tonight by Harrisburg would drop them under 500 to 8-9. That would drop them back into a tie with Florida. Florida, Harrisburg, and Syracuse all battling for that last playoff spot in the MASL East. Baltimore can clinch the East title with a victory coming up on Sunday against Syracuse. Baltimore won tonight over Syracuse convincingly. Now Gattaca is going to be rung up there. Did he take a shot at?
Took a crack at
Steve Patterson. We got to see that again here. Thank goodness Patterson is okay. Here's another look at it.
You know,
not as vicious as it
wasn't terribly
looked.
vicious, but it's quite obvious the goalkeeper's going to clear it. You're not going to get to the keeper before he clears it.
And you just keep going into him.
It's one of those, every sport has their unwritten rules. That's one of those unwritten rules. You lay off a goalkeeper in that kind of situation. Now, if Stevie comes up, he dribbles into the action, then you treat him like a player. He's back. He's trying to clear the ball. 5:30 to play.
Comets on the power play again. Rodriguez. Asadpour. One minute, 20 seconds on the power play for the Comets. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game. Sosa to Palmer. Rodriguez back to Palmer. Palmer stiff arms the defender, turns, fires, and a save made by Silva. Basso will kick it long. 54 seconds left on the power play for the Comets. Sosa wants Asadpour and Rodriguez to switch. Sosa. Now Rodriguez. Down to the corner, Perez. And kicked out of bounds. Comets will get it right at the top of the arc. And the Comets got a great chance here on the power play at the top of the arc. And the Comets have 3 restart goals tonight. And the guy you see behind the ball has been responsible. He's been a big part of him. Sosa. Rodriguez flicked it back to Sosa. We haven't seen that in a while. Sometimes Rodriguez will come over and dummy that play, and John will go ahead and hit it, but something a little bit different there for the Comets. 25 seconds on the advantage for the Comets. Sosa thought about hitting it first time. Tries to go through Gonzaga. Instead goes back to Patterson. Here's Asadpour. to Perez, and it's headed in there to Silva. Silva throws it long for Gonzaga. Sosa and Gonzaga both go in there hard. Sosa, aggressive play by John Sosa. Marcos Chantel to Freitas. Freitas goes down, and a foul is called on Sosa as he trips up the Harrisburg Heat midfielder. 3:38 left to play in the game. Comets lead 12-4, and I think it's safe to say by now that the Comets are going to get their 14th win of the year. They're going to get their ticket punched for the playoffs. All that matters now is where are the Comets going to be seated, 1 or 2. Flick back. Here's Silva, way off his line in no man's land, digging in the boards here, trying to win it away from the Comets. Sinclair. Silva scrambling back. Rodriguez up to Sinclair. Now Guerrero Pino trying to lead Rodriguez. Francis to Neto. Neto on the near boards. Had it stolen away by Pino. Now Stokic. His drive saved by Silva. Stokic again. Wall pass comes near side. Under 3 to play. Oh! Neto was punching Pino in the back. With a closed fist, he had his left hand had a fistful of jersey, and his right hand was punching him in the back.
He was trying to get the rest of the jersey.
Oh my God, I can't believe that. Pino's fine, but he's giving him the business. He's punching him in the back. Oh my God. Here's Pino again. Carlos Trombini. The left footer goes back up into section 101.
Here's where the rookie gets told again, we want the ball to stay a little bit lower. He's a kid, he's still learning.
Boy, the Heat just can't hang on to the ball. Guy Gomez out there again. Stokic now has it. It comes to Guy. Gomez pressed up against the glass by Chile Farias and then taken down. Boy, things are getting kind of rough out there in the last couple minutes of this game. Got to be careful.
Still pride on the line for both teams. Harrisburg came into this game with a lot of confidence. They played a great game last night. So it's tough to swallow a 12-4 pill after a game like last night.
Harris tees it up and just smacks it right off of David Meller. Nacho ended up on top of another Heat player, and that was Lucio Gonzaga, and a foul called on Nacho.
It's one of those cases where you just can't stop those on a dime sometimes.
Comets foul number 23, first of the half, second of the game.
Farias to Gattaca. Gattaca leaves it for Freitas. Brian Harris at the feet of Freitas, and a foul called on Brian Harris. And Freitas gets into the grill of Brian Harris. Brian Harris didn't move.
He's not going to move on that kind of situation.
He's not going to do that.
He's not going to talk either, but he's just not going to move. I think in that case, Harris got knocked down, and he was just trying to do whatever he could to stop the ball and
allow his team to set back up again.
Yeah.
Here's a shot, and either a save or a block out in front of the Comets' goal.
Looked like Nacho got in front of that one.
Job there by Nacho. Freitas to Gattaca. 1:21 left to play. Comets digging on the boards over there. Gattaca. Wow. Stokic goes down. And another penalty coming up against Harrisburg. How many penalties has Harrisburg got here in the last 4 or 5 minutes?
the third of the period, if I'm not mistaken.
So the Comets will go on the power play for the rest of the game. Unless, well, of course, unless the Comets score again.
Harrisburg, number 5, has reported to Mark Ferguson, attorney at law, penalty box. The Comets are on power play, presented by Toshiba.
Leandro Duarte is guilty of the penalty. And there's another card coming out.
Yellow card. And this time, it's a bench penalty. First one was a warning. This time, they are going to have somebody sit 5 minutes for Harrisburg.
Yellow card has been issued for bench misconduct to Harrisburg.
This is just the third time this season that the Comets have reached double digits in points.
1 minute to play.
11-4 win versus Milwaukee back on Friday, November 4th. A 10-4 victory at St. Louis. And this is going to be a 12-4 victory against the Harrisburg Heat. The Comets are going to stand on the ball for the last 40 seconds here and end the game. And they're going to improve to 14-4. Now Stephen Basso and John Sosa are having words as 18 seconds is now on the clock. Other players are exchanging handshakes. Three seconds left. That's going to do it. Comets win here tonight, 14-4 over the Harris. 12-4, improve their record to 14-4. And now we're in the playoffs. The Comets have punched their tickets to the playoffs, and now the hard part for us, Mr. Houston, is to try to figure out who our stars of the game are going to be.
You know, it is going to be a tough one tonight. A lot of candidates.
Ladies and gentlemen, with tonight's
You've got,
Kansas City Comets have clinched a playoff spot.
You know, just looking down the score sheet.
So we got Ramon Palmer with 2 goals and 2 assists. We've got Robert Palmer with 2 assists and a goal. Lucas Rodriguez has 2 goals. Alan Matingu has 2 goals. I think for the first star, I'm going to go with Ramon Palmer. And, boy.
You know, Alan Matingu stepping up, playing well, and that second goal of his was just incredible. I'm still playing it back in my mind. I'd put him at number 2.
Alan Matingu, number 2, our second star. And for a third star, I think we're going to give it to John Sosa. His 3 assists. He came close to getting a goal tonight, but his 3 assists, 2 were on the restart, and they were important goals to counter what Harrisburg had done previously to that. So there are your 3 stars, Ramon Palmer, Alan Matingu, and John Sosa for the Kansas City Comets, who have once again clinched a spot in the playoffs. Who will the Comets play? It's likely to be the Comets' next opponent, the Milwaukee Wave, and that game is going to take place tomorrow night at 7:35 in Milwaukee.
It's going to be a great game. You know, Kansas City Milwaukee is always a fun game, especially when there's something on the line, which there is tomorrow. You know, win for Kansas City tomorrow clinches their 4th straight Central Division title. It also puts them in the driver's seat as far as home field advantage goes, and then it makes Milwaukee, puts all the pressure back on them to actually make the playoffs. It puts it between them and Cedar Rapids. Chicago has an outside shot of it too, but you know, in reality, taking care of business tomorrow night takes all the pressure off of the Comets, and they can relax and focus on getting better for the playoffs.
Milwaukee has 2 games left Kansas City has 2 games left. Milwaukee hosts Kansas City tomorrow, and then they wrap up the season Sunday at home with the visiting Chicago Mustangs. Comets on the road in Milwaukee tomorrow. They wrap up their regular season Sunday here at Cedar Rapids. Isn't it interesting how the MASL hashed out the schedules this year? The schedule makers get a thumbs up here to create all of this intrigue here, at least in the Central Division.
Yes, it all comes down to the last games, which is where you want it. And especially in this division where it's been so fun, you had Cedar Rapids and Chicago jump out and look like they were going to take the division. Then old Kansas City and Milwaukee, they come back and they come pressure right towards the end of the season. And now, it's still right there. Kansas City's in the driver's seat. Milwaukee's right there. They're sitting shotgun. But Cedar Rapids and Chicago, they're saying, hey, don't forget about us.
Right? Yeah, that's true. And will Ian Bennett, Chamelet, and Renault, will they be playing tomorrow for Milwaukee? We still don't entirely know for sure. They're a part of the tell us again what they're doing.
It's the Canadian National Beach Soccer Team, which is playing in the CONCACAF Championships.
It's a FIFA event, too.
Yes,
so
yeah.
They're playing for country. I get it. And the game is on Monday.
Correct.
Their game is on Monday, so
I don't know,
no confirmation from Milwaukee either, right?
Club or country. When you can do both, you might want to take advantage of that.
Well, I know this. We'll all be watching tomorrow night on MASL TV, 7:35 kick with Tom Wynn and Art Kramer. Any closing thoughts here before we get out of here?
It feels good. 7th straight year the Comets qualified for the playoffs. And we'll see if it's the 7th straight year they're playing the Milwaukee Wave in the playoffs too. So we'll see.
What's new is old, that's for sure.
That's true.
For my broadcast partner, Jeff Husted, and our entire technical staff here at Silverstein Ice Centers Arena, I want to say thank you to all of them. And thank you for watching MASL TV. Once again, the final tonight, the Kansas City Comets defeat the Harrisburg Heat by a score of 12-4. Good night from Silverstein Ice Centers Arena. Thank you.